Ayo, welcome to the Knowledge Drop. This is Focus from the Flow Mo crew, bboydojo.com and Cypher Studio Finland representing. I think this is the show number 31. We've had some amazing guests this far from the top of the top of the top of the breaking world, and we keep it going. Today's guest, none other than the one and only B-Boy Kid David, representing California at the moment, Los Angeles in the house. And we've all seen him dance, we've all seen him get down. He's amazing with musicality, with presence, with original style and such. But what is the person? What is the guy behind the moves? What is the personality behind the movement? So let's figure out. Let's get Kid David over here in the show, and we are on. What up? How's it going over there, y'all?
What's going on? Happy to be here.
Thank you for making time. It's an honor to have you over here. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm let's see. We have quite the time difference. It's morning for me. It's 10 a.m. here in beautiful Los Angeles. And
I'm about to go to sleep right after we're done with this. I'll crash. Ready for a new day.
Yeah,
Good, man. What does the day have in the menu coming up for you today?
Oh, what am I doing? I'm actually doing another podcast at 1:00.
Oh, okay.
I've been talking a lot, Focus, these days, talking a lot about breaking. It's pretty cool. Like I think with going into the Olympics, there's a lot of, as you know, momentum and stuff. And I think I've with the commentating on Red Bull and also like whatever else, I've become kind of a voice of this dance, and it's cool. It's cool. I'm happy to be kind of like explaining this to the world. You know what I mean? And when I get opportunities too, it's cool. So yeah, been talking a lot, bro.
It's a good situation to be at. You paid your dues. You paid your way towards that position. So congrats, first of all, man. It's big shoes to fill. Don't want to mess it up over there too. So maybe there's pressure. I don't know. And the
100%.
attention is building up. Like you said, man, all the big companies are hiring breakers right now, which is crazy. I don't know if people know this, but Nike, Adidas, freaking Mercedes Benz, Coca-Cola, Samsung, all of these big companies are getting breakers into their teams. So even if you didn't recognize it or realize it yet, the momentum is just huge already, and there's months to go for the games. So I don't know how it's going to be in August or July, but we are moving. We can feel it.
Absolutely. And it's funny. I was, every time I think about it or talk about it, it's like, like as kids, like that was our dream, to be able to have this much support from these brands like Nike and Adidas. Like that was like our dream, was to get sponsorships. And I guess our generation, it just wasn't really happening. It was really few and far between. And we kind of had to hustle and get by in other ways, and, go to the industry and do film and TV and movies. And it's cool. It's interesting. The evolution's awesome. And I'm like so stoked for this newer generation that's getting to get paid to break. It's beautiful. It's awesome.
That's pretty crazy, yeah. And I feel you on that one. Like, feels like years and years and years. Our generation, we gave it everything that we had, and nothing seemed to work out.
Some things did.
Facebook is funny. Some things worked out, of course. Looking back, amazing years, crazy things, and a lot of success as well. But I went to Facebook today, and it reminded me. The Facebook memory is like 9 years ago. You wrote on Facebook like year after year, I gave everything to this dance, and time to take it to another level. So it's like year after year, you just keep pouring your heart and soul into it, and feels like progress happens, but it's slow, man. So that's why I'm happy for the next generation. Today's generation competing heavy, they have all the opportunities out there. We didn't have them, so I'm happy for them.
There's no excuses now.
Like, no way.
You know what I mean? Like, it's cool. Like, I was with Victor last night, and like the amount of like infrastructure that these dancers have, and they're really being treated like athletes in these like training facilities and like all these things. And it's like you can't get tired anymore. There's no excuse. You have like a personal trainer and like it's cool.
All you need to do is keep going and not stop. Stay at it.
Yeah.
But so does everybody else. So the competition is even more fierce on the top. I'm happy I'm not battling hardcore these days. I'm happy I'm not fighting for that number one spot no more. I was for decades, but right now I'm happy sitting down, working on the back, and trying to get other people their shine. I'm happy about that.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's almost like it really, I think with like the kind of evolution of competitive breaking, it's kind of made like a bigger divide between the actual, I don't know if I want to say like the art form of breaking or the culture side of breaking, but the divide has become bigger. And um it's an interesting moment in that way where, like, even if you just talk quite literally about like what these dancers are doing on the floor in these competitions, I think I've worked with a number of the dancers. I've taught some privates to some of the guys and girls going into the Olympics, and they're so stressed about the amount of content they have to be putting on the floor and the amount of moves that they got to put in their rounds, and it's really just taking away from, like, what makes this dance special, which is like being in the moment and listening to the music and putting your creations on the floor. Like, people are so stressed about winning, and I think when you become so stressed about winning, a lot of what makes this dance beautiful is sacrifice. But it's still cool. It's still cool. Like, winning's cool. But yeah, just
That takes me back to what you said earlier. Like, maybe you don't train in the same way as you did in the past, but if you hear a dope song, it makes you break.
that's
It
right.
makes you go off, and maybe you regret it a day or 2 days after. It might hurt, but at the same time, it's real, it's pure. Like,
Right.
the music makes you move in that way. It's not okay. I need to structure my round in this way in order to get the scores. But it's freaking straight reaction, and it's
Yeah.
organic. There's nothing fake about it. So we saw some of this at Rose of the Floor a couple of weeks back. We saw K-Mel and Prada G just freaking wild out. Yellow Sunshine. This song makes me rock, and
That's
something
right.
something changes. Yeah. So there's glimpses still out there, but it's rare to
And
catch
that,
that go off moment.
and it's funny because, like, even like a moment like them, those two, just like, Sunshine making them snap, like a lot behind the scenes goes into that moment. It's like on the technical side, like, someone had to be convinced at Red Bull to clear that song, to put the money down to clear that song, Yellow Sunshine, so it could be played at a breaking event. Like, the music situation in competitive breaking right now is, it's not great. Like, the fact that this new generation doesn't get to dance to classics, dance to the music that basically makes breaking what it is, funk and all these classic tracks. They're dancing to this other stuff. So when, yeah, that moment, like with Sunshine, it's just like, it's cool. And it's cool that, whatever Red Bull, like, for Lords of the Floor, like, push to make those moments happen by getting music. It all starts with the music, right? Like, for me, it's always been the driving force. And it's like you said, it's like, I'll hear a song now. It's like, I don't really train anymore. um, I'll like show up at Luigi's house and they'll be breaking, and I'll like try some things and then like or something. But I don't train like that. And it's what you said. Like, I'll hear a song and I just like, I'm like, I need to get this out. Like, I see like a whole, when I hear the song, I see the movement, you know what I mean? And I need to get it out, and I'll shoot a clip or like, be like, yo, let's do something to this song. Like, I need to get this out. And yeah, that's kind of the, how much I've been dancing, like judge showcases. But, but it's funny. It
One
sounds,
round at the event
bro,
once a
it
month.
sounds stupid, but like, I don't dance publicly that much anymore. So like, when I look forward to judge showcases, I look at them like shows. I look at it as an opportunity to perform and kind of share my thing. And it kind of makes it more special, like when you step away. Does that make sense? Like, so that when I do dance, it's meaningful, but it's also that works against me because I'm like, fuck, like, oh, this got to be good. Like, I never dance. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. And it worked as well. Last time I saw you in Japan for Battle of the Year, um, you rocked the judges show. Bob James, Ferrando, or whatever is the name
Yeah,
name of that
yeah,
break. And the connection was there. Like, okay, a big stadium event, audience is few really far away, but once the right song hits, then that's all you need. There's a floor and there's a great DJ and the connection is there. So you don't need to train in order to break good in that physically, like athletically, yes, at some levels. But if you can catch that moment and it don't need to be extremely physical. If the presence is there, if the expression is there and the style is there, then maybe that's enough.
Yeah, and I'm sure you can relate to it, Focus, because I know you've been in the game. Like, I don't know when you started breaking, but probably similar.
95, so 30
Okay, so
years
yeah,
next year.
you're longer. Yeah, I started in '98 or whatever. So I'm like,
Yeah.
but I don't know. It's like I really haven't trained or like tried to get better at breaking in probably the last decade, to be honest. And but I still feel like my dance matures. Like I don't, and I think it's because I mature. Um, like I change as a person. So the way I express myself on the floor, it's matured. And when I watch clips, I'm like, I really do still think I'm getting better, even if I don't practice. Does that make sense? I'm like, it feels more mature and yeah, the storytelling and kind of the intention and emotion is more just honest and it's cool. It's cool how like when
Yeah.
as you grow as a human, you grow as a dancer because it's the same thing
I
and
feel I got better when I stopped competing. Like I competed for a
right,
long
yeah,
time for forcing myself, and I really hated it at some point. So for I think 7 years, I really kept competing month
yeah,
after month, and I'm like, I'm not feeling this stuff, but this is what I have to do. I was telling to myself. But after I think 5 years ago, I was like, okay, I'm done. Like no more competitions. I want to break because I love it. I love the music, and I love to express myself to the music. So as soon as that pressure went off my shoulders, I started to have more fun with the dance, and that could be seen in the way that I get down. So matureness can come from life experience as well. It doesn't have to come from a stage battle, or it doesn't have to be judged in that way. You can mature with your dancing when you face good or bad times in life. Both
sure,
affected. Shit that you go
sure,
through makes you more of a character and a more of a personality on the floor as well, if you let it shine and show. So yeah,
right,
man,
yeah.
you can get better without training. That is possible, but life experience can be
I don't
seen
know
in
if
the
that's
way.
good advice for the kids, but
I know. Don't train. Go through shit in your life and you'll get better. Get
yeah, but
smacked in the face, whatever.
your relationship to dance, it's complicated, especially like when it's been your job your whole life or whatever. And it's cool. I think it's good for the next generation to hear stuff like this about kind of the journey. Like you don't, as an artist, I feel like people feel like they have to do things. You know what I mean? Like I'm not an artist unless I create something every day, or I'm not an artist unless I compete. I'm not a b-boy or b-girl unless I'm winning battles. And it's like there's nothing defines. There's not like a rule book of things that say this makes you an artist, this makes you a b-boy or b-girl. It's like you can be this creative entity without any rules and you can do it how you want. And yeah, man, it's cool.
Yeah, we'll see where time takes us. Let's see a decade from now. We can do another podcast in 2034 and let's see where we at with the dance. Has it matured
Yeah.
enough to be on a grandmaster level, or are we just in a wheelchair and we're like, fuck it, all drunks and overweight and whatever?
It is funny though, because like I'll be planning like a solo and I'll be kind of like visualizing it, like I've always used visualization as a big part of my dance. Like I really just listen to a song a lot and just visualize like what do I see this music as physically, right? And I like listen to it a lot. And then I'll like create the most crazy round like in my head and then I go to do it and my body's like it just can't move that fast. When I was a kid, it was like that translation was like if I could think of it, I could do it. Does that make sense? And now sometimes
Yeah,
if I think of it, I'm like, oh wait, maybe my feet can't hit that snare like I think it could. You know what I mean? It's
yeah,
funny.
yeah.
It's
But
pretty funny.
there's science behind it too. Like visualization works at some level, of course. You can't
Hmm.
do miracles with it, but at some levels it works. And like people like bodybuilders who visualize their training, their strength level actually can get better if they work really, really hard on their visualization skills. So it has to work with breaking as well, especially when it's a creative art form like cars is.
hundred
So
percent.
yeah. Mm. But
Yeah.
cool. What about beyond the actual dance? Let's dig a little bit deeper into Kid David. There's a lot of things, a lot of talents, a lot of hobbies that you do outside of breaking as well.
I have too
I'm
many
not the
hobbies,
person to tell
Marcus.
about them, so maybe yeah, go ahead. What do you have? What's
I
on the
have too many
list?
hobbies. I don't know. I mean, I think, like, first of all, I just want to say, I think, like, one of the most challenging things about my existence, and probably I think most of artists' existence that live off this stuff is, and maybe it's also working in the industry in LA, but we have a lot of downtime. There's a lot of downtime. And this thing happens where when you're busy, life is good. And when you're not, life is not good. Like, it's easy to get down when you're not getting gigs and you're not getting the emails and you're not getting the phone calls. And I think that kind of is part of the reason I've always had a lot of hobbies, which is that, like, I think I'm a person that's, I move like I only do things if I'm passionate about them. It's hard for me to just do things. And so I become passionate about a lot of things. And with that being said, the more I've kind of focused on really doing things that I enjoy, the more comes to me in work, in life, in general. So, like, if I can enjoy my days, like I always say, like, I've always been like, what's a good day? Like, what is a good day for me? Like, a good day for me is like waking up and going surfing and then coming back and, like, maybe working on music a little bit. But anyway, yeah, like, I think the more we focus on doing things we actually just truly enjoy doing, the more positive energy comes back to us in life, rather than sitting around like, how can I work? Who can I email? Like, I've never, like, that angle really stresses me out. So I fill my days with hobbies and physical activity. I cycle. I've been into cycling for more than 15 years, and I surf, I DJ, and just, I spend at least an hour or two a day either looking for new music or just playing music. Does that make sense? Like, um, and I've chilled out a little bit. I stopped making clothes as
Mm.
much, but I still kind of make clothing just for myself, and, like, I stopped sewing and stuff, but I was like sewing and yeah, man. Yeah.
I like that. So like the law of attraction kind of works for this one too. So it's not only about the hustle and the grind and pushing and going beyond the limits and doing more than the next person, but actually chilling the fuck down a little bit and actually enjoying life and doing things that you love so that more
Yeah.
things that you
And learn
love kind of gravitate towards you.
and being at peace with it. It's like, I get so, like, it's so easy to freak out and be like, I'm not busy. I don't have any gigs coming up. Like, where's the email? Where's the phone call? Like, like, what should I do? Like, but I notice, like, if I just, like, revert and I just go, you know what? I'm on vacation. Until an email comes, I'm on vacation and I'm going to enjoy my life. And it also opens your mind creatively. Like, in those moments where you're not working a ton, you're kind of just living life, and it's like your subconscious is building all this material for your next creative venture. Does that make sense? So it's like, um I'm just, yeah, so I'm always just trying, and a lot of it is with my body. Like, I just think movement is so important, you know what I mean? Movement in general. I go on long ass walks, bro. I'll go on a 3-hour walk. Like,
Ooh.
like, I go on, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'll just walk. Like, I can't run because my knees suck, but that's why I ride bikes. But yeah, like, I just think movement, like walking and thinking, and or trying not to think.
Mm, yeah, making
You know,
moments where thoughts are not necessary. I feel you on that one, and I'm in that loop a lot of my life, man. I go from my online bank and seeing like shit, man, the balance is not good, and I go to my email, it's like no new bookings, and then I go back to my online bank for a company, and I see like the balance is not doing great. So I go back to my emails, like something has to be done. So I go between this loop of freaking social media
100%.
to, oh, it's so
And
bad for
then
my mental
you
health.
go on social media and you see someone killing it, and you're like, oh, like how are they killing it? Like what the heck?
I
Like
just haven't done practice for in a week, and then I go into my meditation app, get a like a 5 minute break because 10 minutes is too much. Then I'm back on that loop. So it's draining. It's draining, bro. I need
what
some more of
meditation
that.
app are you on? Are you on Headspace?
I am no, I'm on something called the Insight Timer. I used to be on Headspace and Calm and such. I did 600 sessions on Calm, similar to Headspace,
Wow.
but another one. After 600 sessions, the same voice. So I'm like, oh, that's too much. So I'm on Insight Timer right now that has multiple people doing their stuff, and it's a free app. So
Oh,
you can choose between
okay.
different people. So yeah, give it a try. But your meditation is the 3 hour walk, so you don't need the app for it. You got
No,
the
no, no.
California
It's funny.
sunshine, so it's
I
better.
used to have I used to have a pretty solid meditation practice at like at different points in my life, and I've been trying to get it going again, um, because I've definitely seen the benefits of having a meditation practice, and it's saved me at certain points in my life.
A 3 hour
Yeah,
walk, man. It's better than the
bro,
app. Better than
walking
being
is
on for like 4 minutes. Being really effective
walking
with
is
your that's
unbelievable.
better.
Like I want to
We're
start like a
built to do
walking
it, yeah.
crew. Like
Do it.
walking.
Have patches and everything, like go all out.
Yeah, yeah,
Prints,
yeah.
true
Like
prints
walk or die.
yeah,
Or maybe it should be called the like fuck running walking club or something. Yeah. Anyway,
that works.
um,
Yeah, we'll make it happen. Start an Instagram page and be back on the social media loop, posting walking walking videos. Okay, this is going far,
yeah.
man. Okay, retirement for b-boys. What do you think? What is going to be the Breakers retirement plan, even for the new generation? People don't care about something like that. They don't think about it. They get a paycheck in cash, spend it on sneakers, and what about 10, 20, 30, 40 years after? How do you think Breakers going to retire?
Ooh. I honestly, I think that's a tough subject, and because I think a lot of I don't think there is a retirement for a b boy or b girl. Well, there is. Like at some point, you're gonna have to stop. Your body's gonna stop. But um, I think it's one of the problems, kind not problems, but it's like even a guy like me who's kind of coming out of a career of dance and like looking to pivot and do more things behind the scenes and produce and it's like you need to pivot at some point and you need to either take the skill set you've learned from breaking and apply it to something else, or even better, if I gave advice to a newer generation, it would be like you need a plan B. Like go to college. Like go to college. I didn't go to college. Um, but like have a plan B and don't be afraid to have a real job. Does that make sense? Like I, I don't I don't know that breaking or art in general was ever meant to be a full-time job and career choice. Like I don't know. I've always envied artists that have a job, a normal job, and the art is just the art. Like and I feel like they enjoy it in a different way, and there's a freedom to that. And so even with myself, like I've been so lucky, and I'm so grateful for the fact that I've been professionally dancing since I was and acting or whatever since I was 13 years old, and like, but there's this part of me when I see others that have a normal job and they just love playing the piano, or they have a normal job and they love painting on the weekends, like I think it's amazing. So like I I would just say that um dancers and artists in general need to be like cognizant of the fact that it will end one day, and it's better to start earlier than later preparing for walking out that door. Do you know what I mean? Um, and I think all professional athletes deal with this. I think surfers, football players, basketball players. It's like at some point that their career ends, and they may have not gone to school. They may not have skills that are even applicable in the world around them. And so you need to start that as early as possible, I think.
For creatives and like breaking, I think it's even harder if you think about it. Like you are depending on your creative art and act in order to get that rent and get food on the table, maybe pay off your mortgage or feed your kid. So that's a contrast, that's a conflict right there already. Like creativity requires certain freedom. So
That's right.
it's almost an impossible mix. You kind of want to push harder and harder and harder, but then again, like within our scene, the funds really is often never there most of the times. There's a
Yeah,
couple
man.
of people who make okay, but as far as being well set off, is there's really nobody in the scene who's
No,
comfortable that way. Yeah.
no. Like I would imagine from our generation, we were some of the people making the most money, like, and through film and TV, and it still is not enough. And it's like, yeah, like and there's like it's something nice about, like, I've been lucky enough in that when I judge a jam or when I teach workshops, I'm lucky enough that I can not look at that as like that's not only going to pay my bills. You know what I mean? Like I'm making money in other ways, so it's like I can do that and not like be like, what the heck? Like, why are you paying me 300 euros to judge for 8 hours? You know what I mean? It's like, I'll do it because I've never been to the country and I'm happy to be part of the scene. I'm like, you know what? Whatever. Like it's fine. You know? So definitely
Initially, but yeah, that's not going to take care of your mortgage and something that
no.
maybe the other people over here watching this don't know, that we both work as an Airbnb host as well. So
Yeah.
it is side hustle. Work on something else that you can do as passively as possible, but nevertheless, anything requires work. So
That's right. And yeah.
B-boy
Yeah.
Airbnb team 2.0.
Let's go. Yeah, man. Like
What is it
and you know,
about?
that's cool. Like I learned so much like through that process, you know what I mean? I basically built 2 houses. I completely renovated 2 houses, like, with not that much help, and I like it was super fun, and I disappeared from the scene for about a year. I didn't judge, I didn't teach, I was like, "I'm out." And I, like, built these houses, and, it's cool, like, I think that's cool about the scene too is, like, it is a community, and it is always there, and, you know, then slowly I started saying yes to some things, and people are like, "Oh, Dave is doing things again," like, da 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 da. So it's like, it's okay to to veer off. I think people need to not be afraid to step outside of the breaking dimension.
Yeah, that's true. You can always take time off and you're welcome back into the scene. Like if you take a
Yeah,
year off, the scene is not going anywhere. You are welcome back and will be welcomed if you want to be part of it again. And at
absolutely.
worst, it maybe gets you more inspired and gives you more freedom to be more creative again.
Yeah, man. I was so excited after that year or 6 months to do a judge showcase. I was like, "Yeah."
Feel you on that one. Cool stuff. Yo, we have a section for the show called the underrated, overrated, where I point out quick things and you either say underrated or overrated. Also, why? Ready?
Underrated or over, okay, okay, go. Okay.
Okay, cool. First up, Kid David Staple, Jackhammers.
Um, wait, I say underrated or overrated? Like, is that move underrated or no, underrated. Jackhammers is like one of the coolest moves ever. Like, are you kidding me? You're spinning around on one hand hopping. I think it's awesome.
That's crazy. That's a crazy concept right there. I remember seeing it the first time, like, that is
Bro,
impossible. You're breaking your wrist, man.
jackhammers, are you
Stop.
kidding me? That is the one of the coolest looking moves. Like from
Where's
like if you
gravity
don't
at? Yeah.
like I saw the same thing. I had to learn it. I was like, I'm learning. I learned how to jackhammer before I could break. Like I didn't even want to break. I was like, I need to learn how to do that. Like anyway, yeah. Okay, go.
The fit at Battles and Jam, your outfit.
It's like very important. So okay, so I say underrated or overrated.
That I guess that's super underrated in that case.
Yeah, the hell, what you wear is insanely important. Hip hop is about
Hollywood.
presentation. Hollywood,
True that.
overrated.
Hollywood. Overrated.
Overrated.
Why?
Just because it's hard, like Hollywood, there's a lot of navigating smoke and mirrors in Hollywood. There's a lot of fronting. There's a lot of fake people. I mean, there's fake people everywhere, but it's a very high level in the industry, and it's overrated in that you're living some type of lavish life, but it's like the return on investment in Hollywood is pretty slim. Um, California is amazing. California to me is one of the best places to live in the world. It's beautiful. The weather's good. The landscape. You can snowboard. You can surf. You can ride your bike. But Hollywood, fame and money. Famous Being famous is something I would wish upon no one. And I'm not saying that because I'm famous. I'm saying because I've been around famous people. Fame and money is at that it's poison.
Ciphers.
Underrated. Underrated. There's
Why?
no more ciphers anymore.
True. Where's the cipher? I never see one in the last year.
I mean, yeah, that's a whole nother conversation, but it's also one of the problems with the evolution of competitive breaking is that we've lost the jam. The jam, the center of what breaking, the cipher. We've lost that aspect for the moment, from what I've seen.
Last one. Pizza at the backstage of a breaking event.
Pizza's the best. Like there's literally not a bad slice of pizza. Like I like even the worst slice of pizza is like it's not that bad. Like it's great.
After judging 18 hours in a row, that's super underrated to get that slice of pizza and
Are you
get
kidding me?
back to life, man.
Bro, I could be completely full. I could eat a 5-course meal and I'll still if someone was like, "Hey, you want a slice of pizza?" I'd be like, "I'd think about it." I would
Hell
think about
yeah.
it. You know what I mean?
Cool. That's it. What's up next for David? Any events, travels, projects, whatever is coming up afterwards.
What am I doing? I've been working on a couple things. Um I write as well. I spend a lot of time writing. Whether it's like I'll just randomly write like scripted kind of short film ideas, or I write show ideas in general. So I'm working on some cool things. I'm not gonna even be like, oh, this is what it is, because it's very much all in the beginning process. But yeah, like I just moved back to LA. I was in Europe for 2.5 years, so I just moved back to LA. Things are going very well. I've been quite busy doing things with different brands and producing and working in the industry again, and it's all kind of coming at me at the same time. And to be honest, I think because I've always done so many different things, like sometimes I'll randomly get a modeling gig, and then I'll get like a DJ gig, and then I'll produce some film, and then I'll write something, and then like there's a lot pulling me in different directions. So I guess like in the near future, I'm really looking to kind of like narrow my focus and kind of just figure out more like what I want to do. I'm sure you can relate to this, and a lot of people listening, if there's anyone listening, could relate that like as an artist, a lot of times we get pulled in different directions because we have so many interests, and all of us are just so ADD and just like I want to do it all. Um, so I'm just trying to like narrow my focus a bit more, and I think I'm at a point. I get to these points in my like I don't know, you can call it career or my artistic life, where I need to create a meaningful project. Like I need to do something that's meaningful, that has nothing to do with making money, and I'm at that point again. Like if I have had different points like that, so like I'm really looking to create something that means something to me that I can share. So yeah,
Oh,
that,
maybe
yeah,
the
man.
creation process is the meaningfulness of itself. So I'm inspired to give myself more space to simply do the things that I love and be creative, so that more cool things gravitate towards my life.
Yeah,
Hey,
man.
love this talk, man.
Doing nothing, bro. Like doing nothing is so important. Like I don't know if anyone here, if you haven't read Rick Rubin's book, it's called The Creative Act. Highly recommend it. It's amazing. But it's like we have to become comfortable being bored. Do you know what I mean? And it's so hard for artists to be bored. Like it's so hard to just not be doing anything. And but in those moments of boredom, it's like you're just like compiling thoughts and feelings and colors and textures and music and like and it's building up and it will come out. You just have to trust, yeah? Like and I remind myself that. So
That's what's up. Amazing talk,
yeah.
man. I feel inspired. Thank you for the time, respect,
Yeah. All right, man.
and good luck. Good luck all the creative ventures that's going to come out afterwards. And yeah, remember, maybe meaningfulness can be in the creation process itself. I like
Absolutely.
that.
Absolutely. It was a nice chat. I hope to see you soon.
Catch you somewhere in Portugal, maybe, or in LA, or who knows, maybe in Finland for the first time.
Somewhere, bro.
Somebody got to
Thanks for
make it
having me.
happen. All right.
Thank you for
Thank you
having
for
me.
your time. Peace,
Yep.
respect, stay in touch.
Peace.
Yeah. And everybody else, yo, thank you for an amazing podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Head out to bboydojo.com. We have our teacher education course open right now. And there's a bunch of cool stuff, free workshops and such at the site. Stay tuned to the next drop. Focus is out. Peace, peace.